So, hey guys, Chauzu here. Rare phase recording of One Piece Treasure Cruise here. I mainly do those for special occasions nowadays, and this definitely qualifies as a special occasion because Grand Voyage Smoker, the first smoker at Loguetown, has been properly sold. And yeah, I thought to celebrate this occasion, I'd go through the history of this Grand Voyage, which has honestly been pretty stagnant since its release with very few big developments. But yeah, the past half year has seen the real breakthrough for this Grand Voyage, and I thought I'd highlight it since it's not just me who did this, and I thought I want to shout out the other person involved, which is Forrest, one of the other few Grand Voyage creators we have left, which is a shame because you can inspire each other, and that doesn't really happen as much nowadays, since, not to be disrespectful to other people, but it feels like I'm doing most of the Grand Voyage videos, so I don't have many people to inspire me, which is why I'm so happy with this, since we really helped each other to reach this end result. But yeah, let's go through this. I thought we'd start from the beginning because this was the intended team for this Grand Voyage with the OG Psy Luffy, and you basically had to max out everything. You needed the liberal hint to really squeeze out the damage. In retrospect, a really cheated team, but arguably also the best team until now, because this was the only team that didn't require resilience sockets, because there's a lot of damage in general this content, but yeah, especially the final stage, lots of death hits, and this Luffy's captain ability really gives a lot of damage reduction, especially since you're forced to run two, so you get both of them. But yeah, obviously very hard to build since you needed level 150 Luffy, Katakuri, Boa. That's really rough. But yeah, then we got the Gear 5 Luffy. We realized that if Gear 5 Luffy dies final stage, you can skip a lot of debuffs, basically all debuffs, final stage, which is amazing. And the first teams were basically this team, but you added a Gear 5 Luffy as your own captain, so not that exciting. Then there were some developments, mostly by Forrest as well, actually. He made a team like this, I saw when I looked through the history. And yeah, the Sabo was not on the team, he was the friend captain, but yeah, I thought I'd highlight him since it was a cool addition. The Luffy for captain, Sabo friend, yeah, the Marco Whitebeard helps a lot with paralysis. The swaps also gives matching orbs, which is important. But as you can see, we still have the issue. Katakuri, Boa, level 150. You needed resilience socket still. And yeah, there was no end in sight for that, as far as I could see. And honestly, this is where we were until like half a year ago. And what happened then? Well, I decided it's time I take time and try and figure out something new, because we have new tools. It's just that this content is so annoying to build for, and any team you build, like there's so many things you have to consider. I said this in my New Year Grand Voyage video too, that one of the most annoying things is the forced recovery bind potential ability. But yeah, after testing for like a week at least, I finally found which turned out to be the holy grail of this Grand Voyage, which is these 6 units, of course, Gear 5 Luffy friend captain. So yeah, this was really cool, and it sold everything except one thing. But yeah, Sabo Bonnie, godsend for this Grand Voyage, like holy. Give tandem orbs, we can enable Robin's super tandem. Their special also lets us survive stage 1 easily, so we don't have to think about that. And even bigger discovery is the fact that General Frankie turned out to be the best captain here, since they handle the burner with their captain, attack down with their captain, poison with their captain, and also has continuous damage with their swap. Like, they are basically irreplaceable now, and I can't wait for them to get a 6+. We can make some actual fun teams for this maybe. And yeah, and I also had Luffy and Sanji, which when I made the team, it felt like they are not really pulling their weight. Like, I used their special stage 1 for extra damage, Kobe support removes the threshold, and their swap is nice to remove paralysis, give matching orbs. So they were not replaceable, but they didn't feel that good on the team. Another cool thing is no Boa. Katakuri doesn't need to be level 150. So the best team easily by far so far, but the issue was still resilience points. And like, with my understanding of this Grand Voyage, like, I thought that if we want to avoid resilience sockets, we need to move away from Gear 5 Luffy, because his captain gives you no defensive effects, and in my world, the Smoker death hit was unavoidable. Like, you're going to die by that if you don't have resilience sockets or big damage reduction. And yeah, apparently my knowledge was severely lacking there, because I know Forrest has been talking for a while that, yeah, I have an idea to go through that. And I always thought I was talking about like Stampede Luffy, because that's what I've been thinking about, but it's really hard to work. Even if on paper Stampede Luffy feels like it should be good, it's just hard to get together. But yeah, imagine my surprise yesterday when Forrest dropped this bomb. I couldn't help but laugh, but it was the same team I made with the unit. And yeah, it's not the same team though, because this team is the first team ever since the OG intended team that don't need resilience sockets. And when I saw it, I thought it was a joke, like, it has Gear 5 Luffy, like, how is that going to work? But yeah, apparently the Smoker death hit is exactly 200k damage, which I had no idea about. And apparently, with a 1.5 times HP ship like Dinghy and a lot of investment, Luffy Sanji's overheal special, you can get exactly 200k HP and survive even with Gear 5 Luffy Captain. So yes, so Forrest has posted this team, I'll link it in the description, please give it a view, since yeah, this really broke this Grand Voyage wide open. So yeah, then when I learned about that, I felt like I had to do my own take on this. So the first thing I did was that I went to the ships and was like, surely there's something better. Forrest suggested the Whitebeard ship. I think that could be pretty good too. But I saw this and I was like, chef's kiss, like, the Navy ship. And the thing is, like Forrest said, when he saw it, he said like, that's a super neat ship. And I was like, yeah, I probably won't use it again outside of this Grand Voyage. Thankfully though, I think this will be useful in the future for this Grand Voyage, so I don't mind that much. But yeah, basically, if you run my team, you need Navy ship level 12. If you can't run that, you can try and run Forest team with Dinghy or Whitebeard ship level 12 and have super high investment. Like you can see, Forest, for example, uses level 150 Katakuri. Don't have a choice when you need that much HP. But on my team, I can do with a level 99 Katakuri. But yeah, the cool thing with Navy ship is that it has a 1.75 times HP boost for fighter and shooter. Happens to be just perfect for this team. Another cool thing is that you have increased chance of landing on your own slot. And if you pair that with the slot rate boost, it might enable some teams in the future that does stage 1 a bit differently. I won't talk about that so much in this video though, but it has been noticeable for the strats we use and could enable some new strats eventually. And another crucial thing is that it has 1 turn of para resist, which is pretty huge since basically the other teams needs the support rare recruit Mr. 4. But I can get away with Barto, and this is not just more accessible, but it also means we can play the content a bit differently. We don't have to use Robin Special Stage 2, and as you'll see, we have enough damage Stage 2 anyway, so we can use Robin Stage 1 instead, get enough damage that way, and we can just save Luffy Sanji special for final stage where we actually need it for the healing. And recovery orbs is nice, but it's the healing that matters. So yeah, this is basically the epitome of this content. Like, Luffy Sanji feels like it really has a purpose now. Navy ships add some cool strats. We don't have resilience sockets, and we actually have two variants. They happen to be the same 6 units, but they are different ship options. So yeah, it feels like this Grand Voyage is really solid now. We get new units in the future, we'll probably be able to get new teams. But yeah, there's a bit of pressure with new teams now, because a proper new team we need to skip resilience sockets. And with our current units, that basically forces you to have Luffy Sanji, maybe the Navy ship, depending on the HP boost of the captains. But still, super exciting. And I'm so excited, I talked for over 11 minutes, and the run is like 5 minutes. But yeah, I'll add, so you can easily skip if you don't want to hear me yap. But yeah, as said, I link Forest Team below. Do give that a view and enjoy the playthrough. I won't commentate that. So with that, I'll say thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.
父の身柄を頼む。
ああ、そのために来たんだ。俺が出る。ここは任せてくれ。目的は同じだ。
ああ、やるぞ。うん。くらえ。くらえ。任せて。頼む。任せてくれ。任せてくれ。行くわ。頼む。任せてくれ。私に任せろ。行くぜ。任せて。やがれ。終わりだ。FR14 アイアンパイレーツに任せとけ。ここは任せてくれ。行くわ。 そブラキオタンクに任せるであります。一緒に出るぞ。
分かったよ。
ここは任せてくれ。
俺の
任せて。
間にやろう。行くわね。あります。
救いたい人は同じだ。
父を頼む。